Okay, so hi. It's been a really long time, and if anyone is still here, that would be insane. But um I wanted to start documenting something. So I've recently, of course, I decided to start filming when there was trains going by. But I wanted to start documenting this journey. I've started an internship at a magazine and I've switched to a dumb phone. So this is my flip phone, um, my Nokia 2780. This is my primary device. I have a smartphone because of work, but other than that, this is what I use. I stopped streaming music. I have an iPod now, and I wanted to kind of take this low tech spirit and like kind of do something that's going to help my writing, because I'm entering a phase of life where I imagine I'm going to be writing a whole lot. So I recently started the Artist's Way, and if this format feels familiar for somebody who knows about the Artist's Way, Dochi did this, which I didn't know about. I started researching the Artist's Way on Substack, and what came up was, why has nobody finished the Artist's Way but Dochi? And I was like, Dochi's done this? And I went through and I watched hers, but I only watched her introduction, and then I watched week one because I'm in week one and I didn't want to go ahead. And exactly where she seemed to be is exactly where I think I am right now in my writing and in my art. And I think I do need a push, like a creative push, and but like a recovery, like it says. I'm blocked in part, and then there's just like other things. It's complicated. It's complicated. I'm sure we'll get into it. Maybe I'll share. I don't know, but I want to document this nonetheless because it feels like really interesting to be doing. Um, I guess I'll share something that connected with me. These are the two notebooks I'm using. These are Lecturums. This is my commonplace, and then this has been my writing journal for a while now, so I just use these. But I wrote down some stuff from the Artist's Way from this week that resonated. She talked about shadow artists, and I felt like I was being yelled at. So, shadow artists caught between the dream of action and the fear of failure. Um, she talks about how young writers might be pushed towards something like lawyering, and she calls it a talky, wordy profession, or into medical school because they're so smart. And as somebody who nearly did both of those things, ow. And I really liked this line. So very often, audacity, not talent, makes a person an artist, and another a shadow artist. And there's three pieces of advice in here. Three pieces of advices? Did I say that? There's three pieces of advice that she gives in this chapter that I read every day. And the first one is, learn to take yourself seriously. The second one, nurture your artist child. 3, learn to allow yourself to play. I think that those are really important for me to remember. It's just, at least for me, this book is really resonating and doing what I need it to do for me right now. Talks a lot about moving slowly and gently, and sort of doing a little bit to then do a lot. Something that I noticed is I've had my dumb phone for approximately, I think, 6 days, something like that, and I've been doing the Artist's Way for about 5, and the first few days were really rough, and I was worried that I made a mistake, and I was really overwhelmed, and I thought doing the Artist's Way was stupid because I thought I was wasting a bunch of time, and I thought that my time could be better spent actually working on my writing instead of doing something that wasn't really helping me. And by day 3, that feeling went away. The first 2 days were the roughest. And then on day 3, I sat and I did my coursework for 3 hours straight. Like, not a singular interruption. I didn't get up. I didn't switch tabs. I didn't like try to dual focus and like have the lecture playing in the background while I scrolled Substack or something. I didn't do any of that. I literally just sat there for 3 straight hours watching my lectures, taking my notes, and that was it. And when I realized, I was like, oh my god, I haven't done that in I don't know how fucking long. I can't remember the last time that I sat and just did one task and didn't have something else playing in the background, didn't have like a second screen that I was kind of checking in on periodically. Like, and that sounds so awful, but it's so true. We've all become so overstimulated. So I just kind of noticed that the blockages were clearing up for me, and like I guess my artist's mind, my blockages are clearing up because I worked on my work in a document like for hours and was sending out emails, and I was just like really doing the thing. And then for everything else, kind of like my dumb phone feels like it's also just cleared a fog, like because I don't want to know what's going on outside of my dumb phone. My dumb phone has created this sort of like shield, and now I'm like very protective of it, and I'm like, I don't want to log on to Instagram. I don't want to know what's on there because I'm experiencing such good things from not having it that I'm like, keep that shit away from me. Keep that shit far the fuck away from me. You know what I mean? Like when, Sonia on here, she has a YouTube channel. She talks about digital utilitarianism. She equated having a smartphone in your pocket to carrying around a crack pipe if you're addicted to crack and expecting yourself not to smoke crack. And I feel like that was a really apt way to compare the two, because that's exactly what it's like. I am far more likely, man, to go on my smartphone if it is on me, and that's something that I really noticed about myself in the last few months. When I just put up a barrier between me and my phone, I didn't really want to use it, so eliminating it altogether truly has like kind of cleansed me of that entirely. I don't think about it. I don't want it near me. I want nothing to do with it. And I understand this is extreme. I start my mornings right with the artist's way, and then I don't have a smartphone, so there's nothing else for me to do. So I kind of continue my mornings in this weird, like, I go to the beach and I do my morning prayers, and then I come home, I listen to some music, I make some breakfast, and then I sit down and I do more writing, like physical writing by hand, and I spend most of my like first few hours of my day after that like doing my coursework and learning, and then after my coursework I do more writing. Like, it's just a constant influx of stuff that otherwise I would not be able to consume all of that and produce all of that in a single day if I didn't start my day with the artist's way, and like I wasn't engaging in this work, because that feels really like significant. And then also that I didn't switch to this thing and don't have a temptation of a smartphone in my pocket all of the time. Take it from somebody who used to clock 11 hours of screen time regularly. It was shameful, it was pitiful, and I've been there. So you're not talking to somebody who doesn't know. I know. And it was making my creativity worse. It was making my writing worse. And then when I did finally switch and started like detaching from my phone and decentralizing my phone, my creative issues still weren't solved, right? Because I was still kind of having that hum in the background, and I wasn't like really channeling my energy. Part of it for me was accepting that I am an artist, which I did about a year ago, believe it or not. It took a long time, even though I used to like make content on here about like editing videos and wanting to be like a creative director and stuff. I didn't admit to myself that that was truly what I wanted to do. I convinced myself that that was like a side gig I was going to figure out how to sustain once I got a like stable job. And So a year ago, I kind of really just walked through the door and finally was like, this is what I am and this is what I want to do. And I'm continuing to stand on it, and it's getting easier and easier every day. At the beginning, it was really hard for me. Whatever. We don't have to hash it out, right? But now, as somebody who's identifying as a artist and accepted it a year ago, it's sort of, I think I lost my train of thought, and that kind of sucks. I'm not editing any of this. I literally am just, I've pressed record and we're just going to upload from here because I'm kind of really exhausted with the way in which we use social media. It's gotten excessive and I don't enjoy that. That's all I'm going to say on that for now. I have a lot of opinions and I could talk about them forever, but we're not here to talk about that. But, so ever since I accepted that I was an artist, I have not really been able to, like, I feel like I unleashed, I like broke open a dam and it just was like completely coming out with like no direction, destroying everything in its path, and something needed to give. It needed to like be tamed and soothed and put at ease so that I could continue. And so this is what that is for me right now. It's been like maybe 7 or so, maybe 8 months of me just kind of feeling like things are coming like flying out and then it dries up and then it keeps, it's like in this vicious cycle almost. And this has really helped tame it. I'm like doing something that I really want to do and I'm working towards it, and it's all I'm thinking about. And I kind of want to document it and go week by week and just kind of share where I am with the Artist's Way. And I'm not quite done with week 1, but I'm almost done with week 1, and I want to check in and talk about it because there are things that I am doing this to kind of further myself in, and I think as an artist this is really important for me to do as well. And I think that it's a very like not cool thing to really care about something deeply anymore, and it's not really a cool thing to be an artist anymore, I think. So I feel like we've gotten so like bogged down with like capitalism, money, that the arts are falling out of fashion. And while I think that that's true, I'm not going to like adopt that as a mentality. So I will continue to be an artist and do what I do and make art. And ultimately that's all I want to do. So I'm going to document that and me working on that and me doing all of this and see just like how it goes. And yeah, that's about it. So I will see you guys for week 2. Have a fabulous day.